What I've learned through my trial and error project is that most people in gardening zones like mine, where there's like a very short gardening season, because mine is only 119 days approximately, as opposed to some place like California that has a milder climate. People usually use the greenhouses to grow plants continuously throughout the winter, or to start preparing their seeds in springtime for the early spring and summer planting. So my hope was that whatever plants I couldn't fit in the garden bed, I was going to make a plan to have them in the greenhouse. So there's several plants that I plan on having in here, but what I found out is that, you know, on a day that it's 70 degrees outside, it's over 100 degrees inside of the greenhouse, and that's a problem because the plants that I'm going to keep in there, they don't like it above 85 or 90 degrees, and we're talking about, you know, some bell peppers, some green beans, hot peppers, tomatoes. So even though those plants can tolerate the heat, you don't want them above that 85, 90-ish number. So I had to research how to cool off a greenhouse. So one of the things, like earlier this morning, I came out, it was 56 degrees outside, and by that time it already felt like it was about in the upper 70s, low 80s in the greenhouse. I didn't check the temperature, but that's about how it felt to me. So I rolled this up to let some ventilation, and that's the big thing that people, as I've researched, they talk about. If you're going to do greenhouses in the summer, you open it up for ventilation. Some people even put fans in their greenhouses. This is just a portable greenhouse. This was 70, 80 bucks from Home Depot, and it's cool because I can break it down each season. Don't have to worry about the wear and tear during the cold months. But so I have to figure out how to make this work for us. I figured out that some people use a drape cloth or a tarp. Tarps are cheaper to put on top of this, so that your greenhouse is still getting, the plants are still getting the sun, but then it's not an overwhelming amount of heat, so it actually blocks the heat. Another thing that I did earlier was I let Allie just play with the water hose in the greenhouse. It was cool in there, so I let her in. I was in there with her, and I just let her wet the floor of the greenhouse, and that's a way to keep it cool because you're cooling off the ground in there. So that's one thing. Next thing is the butterfly garden. We've got some sprouts growing. We've also got a couple of weeds, but you know, little babies sprouting for the butterfly garden. Pretty excited about that. I've got my bare root roses on either side, planted in the buckets, and then planted to hopefully make that arbor look just absolutely gorgeous. So the other thing that I spent time working on yesterday is my garden design. You know, garden beds. This is like a 4x8 garden bed, and this was here before we even moved in, and I've been wanting to do something with it, so here we go this year. I've worked on the design like a lot, like just jotting down on paper. I've gone through it like, I don't know, like 6 to 10 times, redesigning, as I've learned about the dynamics of plants, which plants you don't put next to each other. Like you don't put squash and zucchini next to each other because they cross-pollinate, and then which plants go well together. So it's like, you know, pumpkin, you want to put it by a cantaloupe, you want to put it by beans. Pumpkins can only be, they have a better chance growing, I should say, if you plant them with companion plants. Certain plants that, for, you know, companion plants, they help give each other the proper nutrients, which helps both plants benefit. It also helps to keep certain pests and things away. So I should actually just, let's see. So I put up some stakes. I'm hoping to do cucumbers on this side. I've ordered a trellis that I'm waiting for. I've got 2 huge tomato cages for the beefsteak tomatoes. We will see how big those get. They're supposed to be pretty big. On the other side of this cage is going to be squash, and then tomato. I built a little teepee for zucchini and I'll probably put a trellis. I think I just felt a drop of rain. Okay, then we've got second, where's my hand? There we go. Second tomato cage. Behind that, where those two sticks are, I'm gonna put 1 or 2 cantaloupe plants. We'll see how that goes. This other TP is for the pumpkin. I'll probably get taller stakes for that one. And then on this side, we'll have a side with green beans and a side with yellow beans. And then I'm gonna leave a little opening and a little, excuse me, a little space for me to be able to get in and out of there. So that's that. And then I might put some companion plants in there, like some dill, some basil, and those help enhance things like the tomatoes and the cucumber. Marigolds, I'm putting the marigolds in there, definitely. They release some good nutrients in there. They will keep the squirrels away, but then they also attract the pollinators. So marigolds are a big deal with the gardening. For tomatoes, you plant marigolds around your tomatoes and it keeps away some kind of worm or slug. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. So those are my updates for today. Oh, good news, my mystery squash. Where's the mystery squash bucket? I don't know where I put them. Okay, so I was able to revamp the mystery squash. 2 out of 4 made it. That's an overflow of what I need for my own stuff. So I still have some mystery squash that I can give away and some beefsteak tomato plants because those suckers are just huge. I think I have like 6 that I'm going to be able to get rid of or give away. And I accidentally killed a green bean plant. The wind bent one of them in half, so I'm pretty sad about that because it was looking pretty good. And my cucumber plants are doing better. I took some of that advice and did that. And this week, the rest is just preparing the soil for the garden bed. The 15th was my target date. Today is the 14th. We just got the new soil this morning. So over the weekend, that is the project. Work the garden bed. So I'll have another update pretty soon. Y'all take care. Bye.